am so happy to be here today with all of you. And Happy New Year. We're in our second Sunday of the new year. And it's starting off really, really good. Yes? Yes? Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Say it with me. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. You know, all week, that was like a mantra going through my head when I was walking, when I was doing everything, and I was like, yes, Spirit, I will speak that. I will speak that on Sunday. So tomorrow, we are celebrating Dr. King, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It's his special day, and he is one who lived divinely, authentically, intentionally, and purposefully. And that's what it's all about, and that's what we're here to talk about today, because this is the time for us to be living from our heart and from our soul, to live intentionally, to be intentional, to be authentic, to be, like the song said, that which we came here to be, because only we can be that. Only you can do what God, what Spirit has for you to do. You are the only one. And when you are living in and of and from your divine self, that's when that happens. That's the only time that that happens, you know? And I was speaking to a good friend of mine last night, a fellow healer, way shower, coach, and he said something that really, really touched my heart. We were talking about love, and we were talking about being love, and we were talking about this year and all these new energies and what life is going to bring, and we don't know what it's going to bring. We don't know. And sometimes that makes us scared when we don't know, right? And yet, what we know is that as long as we lean in to our divine, everything's always okay. And sometimes when someone says that to you, when you've been saying it to others, it just goes so deeply into your heart and soul. So I hope that that's going deeply into your heart and soul today, because regardless of what happens, like Ardell was saying, regardless of what's going on in the news, regardless of people passing and things not being the way that we thought that they would be, we are here to be the light. We are here to be those that transform the world. We came here to be that. That's what we came here to be. And some days it's hard, right? It's hard. And admitting that is a superpower. And so I was thinking about how living intentionally and authentically and divinely really are superpowers. They're superpowers like the power of choice. And when we think of super people, if you will, maybe we think of like Aquaman or Batman or even Wonder Woman, you know? We are the Wonder Women. You are the Batman, the Batmen, however you would say that, right? And Dr. Martin Luther King, superpower. Mahatma Gandhi, superpower. Yeshua, Jesus Christ, who we follow the teachings of, superpower. Mary Magdalene, superpower. Mother Mary, superpower. I could go on and on and on, but that would take up all my talk time. So, and very truly I will tell you, he who believes in me will do greater things than these. And that is from the book of John 14:12-14. And so we are all here to do what we came here to do. And with the presence of the Christ within, with the presence of the divine feminine within, with the presence of God within us, we do. So, if you would, place your hand on your heart. When we are living in and from our divine, we feel it in our heart. When we are being authentic, we feel it in our heart. When we are being kind, we feel it in our heart. When we are loving, we feel that in our heart. This is the place where God lives, right here. This is the place where when we are being authentic, we feel it in our heart. So as you're going on throughout this year, and maybe you're going through great times or tough times or whatever times you're going through, take a moment, take a breath, place your hand on your heart, and remember who you are. Because that's the key in every moment. That's the key. So, what does it mean to be authentic? What does that even mean? The word authentic means to live in harmony with who we truly are. And when we're living in harmony with who we truly are, we have a sense of well-being. When we are being authentic, we are being real. We are being true. We are being who we came here to be. We are being the singers. We are being the musicians. We are being the tech people. We are being the teachers and the scientists. We are being human and divine. And what does it mean to live intentionally? Intention is an aim or a plan, a purpose, an objective, what one intends to accomplish. Dr. Wayne Dyer says this. He says, intention is a force in the universe, and everything and everyone is connected to this invisible force. This force or source is making everything happen. So when we think of like this force or this source, some people may think of Yoda, which I sometimes do, because Yoda taught us that we are the force, right? The source is making it happen in us and as us and through us. The source is speaking through me right now. The source is helping you listen right now. The source is beating your heart right now. And so what does it mean? What does divine mean? Is of or like God, creator source. It is relating to a supreme being. And all of this requires us to be. You know, before Christmas in December, I was so blessed. I was so blessed to go to the Mother Mary Grotto in Maryland, in Emmitsburg. And it is such a beautiful, beautiful and holy place. And I came back changed, truly, truly changed from this experience. And Mother Mary comes to me speaking words of wisdom, literally. And Mother Mary is someone who lived intentionally, divinely, purposefully, and above all, authentically. We are in a time when the divine feminine is rising up on this planet. We are in a time when this is a time for us to embody the divine feminine and the divine masculine within. We are in a time when it is more important than ever for us to be united with love and with the divine. So after I went to the Mother Mary Grotto, people started sending me pictures of Mother Mary. And someone gave me a statue of Mother Mary. And Mother Mary is everywhere. A really close friend of mine and I went shopping, and we're looking in the jewelry case, and Mother Mary is in the jewelry case. The divine feminine is making herself known. She's making herself known. And there is a power and a presence, a kindness and a love, a grace and a heart that we all embody. And this is a big part of what's happening now. So I did a lot of meditating and praying, and I still am with Mother Mary and just about all these things. And one night I was like, I need to just chill out a little bit. And so I decided to watch this film called The Star. And it's all about how Mary and Joseph get to Bethlehem because she's getting ready to give birth to Jesus. And what's really funny is that the film is filled with animals, and all of the animals have voices, and they all have personalities, and they are all very much authentically who they are. Now, the people can't hear the animals, but the animals can hear each other, which I think is really interesting. And I believe that nature is always speaking to us. So one of the times that I was kind of going through my talk, and I was thinking about the animals in the film, the geese are honking. Oh, I live on a golf course, so I walk on this golf course. And not on the golf course, like the condo was outside the golf course. So the geese are honking, and the crows are cawing, and the woodpecker is doing its thing, and I'm like, these animals are talking. So in the film, one of the main animals is the donkey. And the donkey is in this barn, if you will, and he has an owner. And all he wants to do is break out. All he wants to do is fulfill his purpose. He knows he has a calling, but he can't get out because he's walking around this thing that moves this other thing that is making some contribution in this man's business. And he has a friend who's a white bird, the Holy Spirit. And the white bird is always coming to him and saying, you can do it, you can break out. We can go, we can join the caravan. And all he wants to do is be his authentic self, just like us. And one day, the moose or the cow or his helper in there helps him to break out, because we are all looking to break out, are we not? We're all looking to break out of limitations. We're all looking to break out of the I can't into the I can. And so he breaks out, right? But he hurts his leg. And so he's limping along, and he finds himself in the backyard of Mother Mary and Joseph. And so Mary tends to him, and they become friends. And so the wedding of not quite Mother Mary yet, but the wedding of Mary and Joseph goes on, and the donkey goes with them. And they're traveling and traveling and traveling and traveling, and all these other animals are showing up with all of their wisdom. And they get to the place that is close to where the star is, because the movie is called The Star, right? And all the animals have been seeing the star in the sky, called to this star, called to the light, just like we are. But there's no room at the inn. And Joseph freaks out. He literally has a huge meltdown. And he says, I don't know how we're going to raise the Son of God. I don't know how. So the donkey stays by his side, but Mary goes off. And Joseph doesn't even realize that she's gone until he realizes that she's gone. And so the donkey is honking and talking and saying all these things, and finally he nudges Joseph. And Joseph walks on, and he finds Mary sitting under the moonlit sky, sitting on a rock with her head down. And he taps her on the shoulder, and she says, I don't know how we're going to do this. I'm really scared. I'm really scared. I don't know how. And then she says, I know there's a divine plan. And I know that as long as we listen and follow the plan, it's going to be okay. And you know, I've seen that movie quite a few times because I love it. But this time, after going to the grotto and after having this experience with Mary and after hearing her admit that she was scared, this powerhouse, this supreme being of love, let me know that it's okay for me to be scared. It's okay for you to be scared. It's okay. We're just not going to stay in it, right? We're not going to stay in it. We're going to choose love over fear. We're going to choose faith. I highly recommend that you see this film, if you'd like to. And so, of course, after that, they go on, and all of a sudden, it's smooth sailing. Someone tells them about the barn, and lo and behold, Mary goes into labor, and she gives birth to the Christed one. And there's hope. There's light. What was really interesting to me, though, was that she didn't give up because she was scared. And I think that's where we kind of get entangled a little bit. You know? We just want to keep on keeping on. So we keep on keeping on. That's what we do. And we have friends, and we have unity, and we have churches, and we have temples, and we have community, and we have synagogues, and we have all kinds of things, right? So it's important that we are here for each other. You know, when I was preparing for this, Spirit was saying to me, you're part of the team. I don't know who the quarterback is. Maybe it's Richard, you know, but we're all part of a team, and we're all creating this together. We're all creating this energy, this field of energy. We're all creating it together. And it's so important that we know that we're doing that, because we're doing that all the time. Yeshua, the Christed one, the way shower, he says, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the light, I am the life. It's time to live in the truth of who we are. And he came here to show us the way. You know, my good friend was kind of supporting me as I was getting ready to give this talk, and she's in a faraway place and she doesn't really know anyone, and she had a little moment and she said, you know, Carylanne, I went outside and I said, God, I'm scared. I'm really scared. And I said, you're not going to believe this. That's part of my talk. And she said, you know, I just felt so much lighter after. So being authentic is a lot of things. Maybe your hair is blue. Maybe you're choosing to do something that you never did before. Maybe we can let Jesus show us the way this year like we never have before. Maybe we can. You know, there's this book that I absolutely love. It's called Love Without Conditions by Paul Farini. And in the book he says, peace is an aspect of my divine identity. Love is my identity. Love. And Yeshua says, come unto me, you do not have to do this alone. I am here with you. So are we going to live authentically? Are we going to live divinely? Are we going to live purposefully? Are we going to live intentionally? Yes. 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 The answer to how is yes. The answer to how is yes. You all have superpowers, all of you. Let's turn to our meditation. If you would, close the outer eyes. Get comfortable in your space, in your chair. Feel the support of your chair. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Feel the presence of nature, love and light, and the universe around you. Know that right where you are, love is. And begin to breathe into the center of your heart, that place where love lives. Breathe in through the heart and out through the heart. Come into the divine within you. Into that authentic space, that authentic place within you. And silently ask your own heart, how can I and how can we, the divine in me, live authentically this year? Divinely, intentionally. Go into the silence for a few moments and listen. Take a deep, deep breath. And slowly, slowly, slowly come into this present moment, knowing that this year in 2024, you are being authentic, being divine, and being intentional. When you're ready, allow your eyes to open to this new day. Thank you.
Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show show through me.